outside. It's like 30 degrees. So I'm going to share with you some of the things that I do to try and help stay warm on the trail, some of my favorite gear. So first of all, I like Under Armour cold gear. We have the thumb hole sleeves, so that's nice for when you're running. Pants, I like to get insulated, kind of thicker pants. So if it's raining or if it's really cold, sometimes I'll layer up, and these are Under Armour cold gear with like a fleecy lining. There are other brands, these aren't cold gear. I kind of go into the store and I kind of pinch the fabric in my hands and I feel how thick it is, and I don't like to pay more than $20 for my pants. I'm really cheap. So Under Armour tends to be very expensive. I have found counterfeit on eBay. So if I do buy cold gear off eBay, I actually usually look for like excellent used condition, which I know wearing somebody else's workout gear sounds kind of gross. I usually buy the shirts new because it hits, but the pants, I haven't had a problem. I just wear underwear with them until I've washed them like 20 times, and so far so good. This is another non-Under Armour pair of pants. This one is, the brand is Avalanche. I don't even know who that is. But again, it's almost like wetsuit material. It makes it look like I'm wearing a baby diaper in my pants because it is very thick. But I tell you what, it is warm. A little caution though, when the pant legs are open as opposed to fitted, sometimes it does let the cold air come up, so just something to consider. I also have long legs, so a lot of times my ankles are exposed. Not the most comfortable, but I can get longer socks. Other things, even with these hand things, I usually do bring gloves. I get the kind with the texting finger so I can still operate my Fitbit or my phone. And I still usually wind up pulling them off and like sticking them in my pockets. Pockets leads me to vestige. So I like vests because I like my arms free. This vest is Columbia. It's got like Omni Heat lining, they call it. I loved it so much. I got another one because it really does keep me warm. I look for colors because I want to be able to be seen in the woods or on the street, but a lot of times the gear is just dark for winter. This one is actually filled with down, and I know some people are opposed to down, but if you are not, certainly Omni Heat down vest covers your butt, cinches at the bottom, again, to avoid that cold air rushing up inside. A lot of times I tuck in my shirt anyway. It's not a fashion show. I'm trying to stay warm. So that's another technique I use. I don't usually wear the vest though if I know I'm going to get hot, because if I wear like a light jacket, I can always tie it around my waist, but if you're running with a vest, it gets a little trickier. Sometimes like I unzip it halfway and like roll the top down, but that's very odd, I admit. But when you're hot, these are the things you do. You know, you got to find somewhere to tuck it, and I've tried to tuck it into my running belt before. But when I run with a vest, I don't always need a running belt because I have pockets. Another bonus to vests. Two choices for headgear. When I run, my ears will get cold, so I will either use a headband type thing, like a fleecy headband, easy to wash, just to go around, or I have my hat, and this hat has even got a little hole in the back for ponytails, and I know sometimes they sell them really expensive. I found this one super cheap off Amazon. I mean, it's a hat, it's kind of got a little bit of stretch to it, and it's got a hole for my ponytail. It's not exactly rocket science as opposed to like the pants or the shirt, that you definitely want that really good quality or thickness to keep you warm. This is my Go Girl. This isn't necessarily a cold weather necessity. I think this is a trail running or a woman stuck in a car type necessity, or if you want to avoid getting too close to Spotapots. It's actually like a women's funnel for urination. But I tell you what, in the winter, if you do have to relieve yourself in the woods, it doesn't hurt to have something that lets you do that without having to pull your pants too far down. You can just pull them down a little, and literally will save you from freezing your ass off. Literally. Thank you, Go Girl. My daughter's here. Did I miss anything? Did I cover all the cold weather basics? Mm-hmm. Okay, she's nodding her head. Yes, I did. So Hopefully, if you are venturing out on the trail this winter in some crisp air, some of these tips will help you. And again, this isn't the only stuff I do. Sometimes I will put on an additional layer of jacket if it's really cold. Start warm to stay warm. I just took a nice hot shower to kind of get myself warmed up before I layer up, and I'll be getting layered up before I leave the house, but not too much because you obviously don't want to sweat, because when you sweat and then go out in the cold, it gets cold and kind of freezes up on you, and that just makes you colder than when you started. So it's definitely kind of finding that right balance, and I love a lot of layers, and I love layers. All right, have a good run. Are we ready to go down on a run?
Almost.
Do we have warm gear?
That we do.
Do we have vests?
We do have this.
Do we have sneakers?
We do have sneakers.
Okay.
Mine are just girls from work.
Ooh, work.